This is just one video. I got another one I want to show you guys as well. But look at how they trapping her like this. Pushing her. Throwing her off. Just crazy, man.
Big injury news in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is going to miss the next 2 weeks with a quad strain, at least the next 2 weeks. And if it were to be exactly 2 weeks, that would be 4 games that she is going to miss at.
Caitlin Clark is hurt, and the WNBA might have just messed up big time after playing 7 straight years without missing a single game. Yes, Seven Clark is now officially out with a quad injury. The Fever say she's going to miss at least 2 weeks, but fans aren't buying that it's just a strain, especially with how it went down. Remember that final play against the Liberty, the one where she went up for the game winner and got strip no call. Refs just let it slide. Yeah, that might have been where it happened, or maybe it had been building. All along, either way, something's off, and now even Coach Stephanie White is calling out the officiating, and here's where it gets crazy. Actual doctors are reportedly calling for an investigation into how much abuse Clark's taken this season. No protection, no consistency, just hard foul after hard foul. Was this injury just bad luck, or did the league set her up to fail? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down, what happened, what went wrong, and why this could be the moment everything changes for the WNBA.
Jason Kenyon, the best game in over the last few days was Fever versus Liberty, no doubt. Went to 100. Nothing but great play, was refreshing, looked like a playoff game. Get well soon, Caitlin Clark.
No way, really?
Yeah, swear to God.
We're relevant. We're going to be relevant today.
Right. Well, no, it's just because I did have a question about that.
Okay.
And a quad injury for Caitlin Clark, and it's not necessarily like that per se, like the isolated quad injury or the injury stuff or anything about that. To me, Doc, it's more of no one had more taxing preseason. And I guess I'm talking about, because you've talked about mentality and injuries and the mental side of being injured. She is the face of women's basketball in the world right now. Is that fair?
Totally.
That's fair, right? Like, I'm not being crazy.
Let's rewind. It all came crashing down during a heated matchup against the New York Liberty. Final seconds, game on the line. Caitlin Clark, the face of the league, has the ball. She rises for a three-pointer, and boom, Natasha Cloud charges in and strips her. It wasn't a gentle tap. It was a physical, aggressive play. No whistle, no foul, just a hard hit that left Clark visibly limping off the court. At first, the Fever told us what they always do. It's nothing serious, a quad strain. They said 2 weeks maybe. Less, but any fan paying attention knew something was wrong. Clark's legs weren't springing with the same energy. Her drives looked slower. Her usual rhythm was missing. This wasn't just soreness, it was a red flag. And now, just days later, we get the truth. Clark is done for the season. The injury is way worse than anyone let on, and it's the same leg she had trouble with during the preseason. Back then, she missed a game due to quad tightness, called it minor, then powered through it like the competitor she is. But clearly, that tightness never healed. Even Coach Stephanie White had to admit no one realized she was injured during the Liberty game.
Steph, do you know when Caitlin's injury happened?
I don't know when it happened. I know afterwards, we got a message that she had something going on with her leg, and they were getting an MRI, and then we got the word yesterday.
Was it after, like, the Liberty game on Saturday?
Is that our last game?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
No team doctors flagged it. No assistants noticed. Clark had to tell them she was in pain. That's more than just a missed detail. That's failure of care. This is your number, first overall pick, your league's top draw. And no one was paying attention. And she didn't hide the pain. There was a heat wrap on her leg during breaks. She limped between plays, but she kept going because she's Caitlin Clark, and she didn't want to let her team, her fans, or the league down. But should she have even been on the floor in the first place? Now here's where it gets even worse. Doctors are speaking out. Medical professionals close to the situation or familiar with Clark's injury are demanding answers. Some are calling for an official league investigation, not just into the play itself, but into the bigger pattern. How is Clark allowed to play through what appears to be a chronic worsening condition? How did the league miss this?
Did they push this too far? The injury itself, Doc. Did they push her too far?
I did look into it a little bit. They're saying this is a different injury. It's a different part of her leg that's hurting. She did have a leg injury preseason, and this is more of the quad. So the quad, just to talk for a minute, is from your hip to your knee in the front of your leg.
According to insiders, Clark has taken more hits in her first month in the WNBA than most players take in a full season. We're talking elbows to the ribs, shoulder checks, knees to the thigh, intentional off-ball contact all while. Officials just looked the other way. If this was any other superstar, flags would have been flying. Let's not sugarcoat it. This wasn't just poor refereeing, it was dangerous. And it begs the question, did the WNBA set Caitlin Clark up to fail?
So lads, today we're going to be talking about something that I don't want to talk about this, but I think I have to, because I believe that ignoring this is allowing the WNBA.
The league leaned heavily on her stardom to carry this season. Her face was on every billboard, every ad campaign, every camera followed her. She boosted ratings, ticket sales, and merchandise. But while they cashed in on her success, they didn't protect her on the court. That's the part that stings the most. You can't profit from a player while ignoring the abuse they're taking in real time. That's exploitation, plain and simple.
You can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning. Like, Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not.
Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's a phenomenon. Her college game shattered viewing records. Her move into the WNBA brought in millions of new fans, many of whom had never tuned into a women's pro game before she sold out arenas coast to coast. Scalpers were flipping her tickets for triple the face value. That's how big her impact was when she played. ESPN made it a headline. ABC cleared its schedule. NBA legends like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant publicly praised her. She brought attention, legitimacy, and commercial value to the league, and now she's gone, and the WNBA has no backup plan.
Suddenly it had 2 million viewers. It peaked at 2 million viewers. And the reason it peaked at 2 million viewers was because it was it peaked at 2 million because the Fever game started late because it went up.
So what did the league say when Clark went down? Nothing, literally nothing, not even a tweet, not a get well soon, not a we're reviewing the incident, no statement from Commissioner Kathy Angelbert, just radio silence. That silence spoke volumes. It told fans and players that there was no plan, no accountability, no leadership, and it told Clark, perhaps unintentionally, that the league valued her performance more than her health. And sadly, when the news broke, not all fans responded with compassion. Social media lit up with mocking posts. People joked that she was soft, others laughed that she deserved it for being overhyped. TikToks went viral mocking her limp, and a disturbing amount of the hate came from rival fan bases, especially those aligned with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Let's call it what it is, it's toxic. This isn't just sports rivalry, it's turned into obsession and resentment. And it's not just hurting Clark, it's poisoning the league's image. And when your star player gets injured and fans celebrate it, that's not passion, that's a cultural problem. Now, let's talk about the on-court fallout. Clark wasn't just dropping 20 points a game. She was the engine of Indiana's offense. Her passing stretched the floor, her vision created space, her gravity made life easier for every teammate. The stats don't lie with her on the court. Indiana's offensive rating was 107. 5 without her, it plummeted to 82. 2, that's catastrophic. Coach Stephanie White is now scrambling. Aaliyah Boston will have to shoulder more in the paint. Kelsey Mitchell takes on laid ball handling. Lexi Hall and Sophie Cunningham, they'll need to step up in a way they haven't had to before. But here's the truth, without Clark, the entire team identity is gone. And look at who they're facing next: the Washington Mystics, Connecticut Sun, and Chicago Sky, all high-pressure teams, all physical matchups, all without their best player. A 3-game losing streak isn't just likely, it's expected, and if they spiral here, the Fever might go from playoff hopeful to lottery bound in just a couple of weeks. That's how much she mattered. This isn't just about wins and losses anymore, it's about something far deeper: momentum, direction, and the fragile connection between a rising league and the fans investing in it. Caitlin Clark wasn't just playing well, she was dominating, inspiring, and electrifying audiences night after night. Her arrival on the WNBA stage was a turning point, and from day one she took it by storm. The league had finally found its spotlight moment. Every news outlet was buzzing. ESPN aired back-to-back Clark features, ABC cleared prime time slots. Even networks that rarely gave the WNBA time of day were now fully invested. Advertisers flooding and sponsors couldn't sign fast enough. Ticket prices skyrocketed. Clark's games were turning casual viewers into diehard fans. She wasn't just the face of the Fever, she was the bridge between Generations of basketball fans and the women's game, a once-in-a-lifetime marketing miracle. But then came the injury, and with it came silence. No get well soon from the league. No tribute, no awareness campaign, not even a basic tweet acknowledging her importance. Nothing. The silence wasn't just noticeable, it was deafening. It stopped the momentum cold. That hype train screeched to a halt like a needle scratching across a record. And here's the thing, when your MVP-level superstar goes down, and the league doesn't even blink, that's not just a missed opportunity, it's a signal that maybe the league doesn't value its own talent, a signal that they were more interested in using Clark to push short-term numbers than protecting her long-term future. Fans saw it, players saw it, the media saw it, and that silence, it became the story. Because if Caitlin Clark can give everything, her body, her legacy, her energy, to help build the league, only to get injured and ignored, what message does that send to every other player trying to do the same? If the most visible, most valuable, most marketable player in the league can be left in the shadows after a major injury, what hope is there? For everyone else, the WNBA had every opportunity to get this right. They could have set a tone early, call the fouls, issue fines, back up your players, but they didn't. They let the league become a battleground, a place where your biggest draw gets hacked and shoved every night, a place where protection is optional. And now they've lost her, and maybe they've lost something even bigger: trust. So what now? Does the WNBA finally step up and take accountability? Will they issue a public apology? Will they put real action behind all the marketing talk about protecting the players? Will they actually sit down with officials and change the way this game is being called? Or will they let this moment pass, hoping fans forget, hoping Caitlin Clark's injury fades into the background, just another page in WNBA history? Because let's be real, if they don't act now, they're not just risking Caitlin Clark, they're risking the very foundation they've worked so hard to build. Fans are watching, media is watching, players are watching, and if the league fails to protect its biggest asset, how can anyone trust it to protect anyone else? The WNBA could lose everything they've gained in the last year: millions of new fans, historic ratings, rising merchandise sales, packed arenas, and media legitimacy. All of that momentum, it could disappear in a flash, because fans don't want to support a league that doesn't stand by its players. They don't want to watch a star get punished for her popularity. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark's quad, it's about leadership. It's about what kind of league the WNBA wants to be. Are they going to evolve, or are they going to collapse under the weight of their own silence? This isn't just a player injury. This is a full-blown credibility crisis. This is the moment that defines the next chapter of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark deserved better. The Indiana Fever deserved better. The fans, especially the new ones, deserved better. This season was supposed to be historic, and now it's a warning sign. So ask yourself this: was it worth it? All the hype, all the spotlight, all the pressure, and no protection, you tell me? And WNBA, we're waiting for your answer.